So the last thing which has been sort of prominently I've been battling with after the last meditation is like, if we all become seers, right? So that's the ultimate goal, that okay, let the things unfold. We are all seers or witness, and we accept, as you said, like our pains and pleasures. Then, if we look at all human beings, everybody now achieves the state of witness. So everybody is actually in the same state, right? So how does the different actions happen when everybody is operating at the same state?
Actions will happen meticulously, more perfectly. They are happening. They are always happening. If you see the whole nature, it is perfectly balanced, perfectly mathematical. Even trees, even waves in the ocean, they are perfectly mathematical. Humans are not mathematical, are so balanced, are so accurate. The whole nature is perfectly as it is, accurate. Can witnessing bring perfect actions?
That can also be a question, and my question originally was like, if everybody is witnessing and able to like detach themselves, how can different actions come out of different human beings? Because everybody is like now in the same state and everybody is thinking the same way.
Actually, different actions will happen, and they happen. It is nature of life. They happen. Everyone is different. Everyone's journey is different. So actions will be different. It is our nature. People think if we witness and someone other witness, so things will be very similar. They will not be similar. They will be uniquely interconnected. They will be unique but interconnected. And now through witnessing, you know interconnected nature of life. This is something different. This is added dimension, which was not earlier. And with that witnessing, it has come. Life is interconnected. Things are different. But deep down, source is same. Source is same.
When you say source is same, what does it mean?
It means life is interconnected. The whole life is similar. Life force is similar. There is no other life force. Some cultures call it as God, as existence, and I call it source. When I say things are just happening, deeds are happening, people think, then what we actually do? If everything is happening, so do we do actually something? The answer is, we do things according our own inner nature. Things happen according our inner nature. We can't prevent. When sleep comes, it comes. When wakefulness comes, it comes. It comes. If you perceive clearly, exactly every action is happening. Every action happens. In spiritual science, they say we function through three inner energies. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. This is some spiritual science. And they are unique in their own happening. If we are clouded by tamas, actions will be different, and they are interchanging continuously. In everybody they are interchanging. So it's not our mind which is creating something. It's our inner energies, hidden energies, rajas or sattva or tamas, whatever it is. Tamas means some lethargic activities, rest, it comes from that inner energy. And Sattva means very luminous things, very conscious activities. You can call meditative activities. They happen through that energy of Sattva. Rajas is action oriented. When it overpowers you, you do so many things. Then suddenly it goes. And just to balance it, tamas enters. And when there is tamas, rest is needed. So it is a balancing way, the moving wheel. It is always moving inwardly. And it is not in your control or anybody's control.
So these balance each other out?
They balance each other.
In totality or in individuals also?
In totality also. In individuals. Individual is not separate from totality. Actually they are in totality, but in individual, yes, exactly they are working. So it is not a matter what to choose. We are victim of our ideals. We are victim of our ideals. Society has created some ideal. You should be like this. But your inner energy pattern is not like that. So you can't be like that. Society says, behave like this. Just sit down calmly. But at this time, your inner energy pattern is very action oriented. So you cannot sit quietly.
Yes.
You will do something. But your ideal says, I must sit quietly. And then guilt enters. I am not able to sit quietly. So ideals are problem.
So what should society do then?
Society should nurture and cooperate only. Nurture human beings, cooperate them, and let them do what is their inner nature. Let them do.
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
Don't impose anything,
Yes.
because you don't know what to impose, and you cannot guide because you don't know inner nature.
Yes.
Sometimes if there is some problem apart from inner nature and you are forcing things, and then problems will intensify only.
Yes.
Someone is not able to understand something, there may be problem in his or her mind, there may be some dysfunctional psychological pattern, and we are getting angry. Why that person is not understanding this thing? And we don't see there is some dysfunctionality. If there is dysfunctionality, how can that person understand? Every force, every imposition is false at that moment. And it is some sort of violence also. So, sensitively, we have to observe if there is some problem. And I call this spiritual nature. A spiritual way of living is, if something is troubling, behavior of other person or anything, the first question you ask, if there is some problem with that person. But we never ask this question. We think deliberately that person is doing that thing. And because of that, my life is going to be hell, my life is like this and that. Many things, many ideas, and that person should not do this, that person should do this. But
So are you implying that if that person is doing something which is not acceptable in some way, hurting you, you should try to see why that person is doing that way, and maybe the reason is you yourself, like certain things may have come out from yourself, which is making that person do those kind of things?
Might be first thing is personal observation.
Hmm.
You might be triggering something. First is personal observation, then second observation is compassionate observation.
Hmm.
Compassion is there may be some problem in other person's structure.
Hmm.
If someone is hungry and he is behaving some violently,
Hmm.
so we see violence, we see irritative patterns, we see that person's anxiety. But if we are sensitive enough, then we can see the hunger.
Hmm.
That person is hungry, that's why he is behaving like this irritating way.
Hmm.
That is compassionate observation.